21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
So what do you think about the future of sales? What do you think the future of sales will look like?
I think it will be using as little help as you can from actual people. And much more focus on automation and helping salespeople generate the best type of product story or a demo or however you want to call it, of embedding your product on your website. So, it's what people call PLG, product-led growth. And this is where I think it's going.
PLG, can you immerse a little bit more into PLG for all of us that are maybe not so familiar with the term and what does it covers?
Right. So product-led growth, basically that's the meaning, which means let your product do the selling for you. And it helps you be a more scalable company, because it's not just about one-on-one conversations with a prospect. And it's more conversion rates throughout the funnel, because people that already saw what your product is doing, and if it's not relevant for them, they're just not going to continue in the funnel. Whereas today, if people hide their products, you would just take thousands of calls and people would just not even know what's the value that you're offering.
And regarding your solution, Walnut, building a new category in tech that's revolutionized business-to-business sales. So how does Walnut differentiate itself from other no-code platforms out there?
First of all, it was easy because we were the first ones. And so everyone that followed on just tried to do what we do in various ways. And I think the reason that we've scaled to working with the largest market share is because that the tech companies know how to identify like the first one to move the market and create it. And so we have clients ranging from, Fortune 500 companies to smaller tech companies. The competition is not even in that area. And also we're probably the most sophisticated platform in terms of how we integrate with the entire sales stack. So we're the only platform in the market now that has apps both in the Salesforce and HubSpot app exchanges. So we plug into your entire. We just released integrations with Slack and even with ChatGPT to create an automated demo process. We have very deep analytics and insights. So sellers can know exactly what's going on in the entire demo process for the first time. And there's much more. I would just say that it's kind of how ready you are to meet the market.
What strategies did you employ to achieve such rapid growth and success?
So I think one thing we're getting right is putting our brand first. And most companies would focus on just building a technology. We always focused on both. And so today, if we publish a video on LinkedIn, it gets viewed by millions of people. Today, companies trust us because they know it's a brand that they can put their trust into and their entire demos operations. I always recommend founders not to neglect working on their brand. Most of them will probably start working on it, in like second, third years, and then competition would probably just beat them to it.
And you know really a lot about brands. What do you believe has been key to your success as a leader in the marketing industry?
It's part of my background. I come from doing this type of stuff. I think that we've been able to build a brand that helps salespeople connect to us emotionally. I think they find a lot of interesting insights in the content that we publish. We published one video about the movement that we're launching called We Are Prospects. And that movement completely broke LinkedIn with millions and millions of views. And even C-levels and executives from the biggest companies in the world have engaged with the movement. And so we really connect in terms of the emotional side of how we build our company. So We Are Prospects is a movement that we've built because we said that everyone is a prospect, and even us as Walnut, we are also buying other people's software. And we released a video where a nice lady was walking around the street and coffee gets spilled and she needs a new shirt. And the seller is kind of giving her a hard time and he's asking her qualification questions. What pain does this shirt will solve for you? How often are you going to use that shirt? And she's really frustrated, and we think this is what prospects are going through in the sales process, and it just went madly viral across the internet. We raised almost $60 million in our first deal. I think that just investors kind of identified a new category is growing. It's very exciting. And they've placed their bets on who they think will win it. We have some of our backers include anywhere from a president at Salesforce to VPs at Google and HubSpot and GitHub, the CEO of Wix, football star Joe Montana, a lot of investors, funds from the Valley and from London and from Tel Aviv. They all believe that this is the new wave of modern selling, that this is going to be a huge thing. And it's our job to prove them right.
A few lessons learned regarding you as a person and regarding your organization from startup phase with such a rapid growth over just a year and a half.
Right. So first of all, we just put a lot of effort on our founding team, because your first 5 or 10 people are going to dictate if you're going to be a good company. And they have to be, I always say that they have to be smarter than you. That's a good way of knowing if you brought on the right people. We were very lucky about Walnut's founding team. I think we were focusing a lot on how we launched the product. And so a lot of startups would just publish a new page on their website or do like a post on LinkedIn, and they would hope to go viral and everyone would use the product. We did a lot of research on the market. We talked to almost 100 VP of sales. We made sure there's a validation. We had 700 people in a wait list that also encouraged investors to back us. We launched on Product Hunt, and it was the top product of the week, and we won awards, and it started creating this whole movement around our product. The downside of announcing a product so soon and doing it successfully is that a lot of companies would go out there and imitate you. But that's also a good sign for investors, right? Because it's becoming an actual market, and you still need to win them with execution like we did. And the third tip that I can think of is to filter out advice that you're getting. So some investors would give you advice based on stuff they've seen personally, and some other founders would based on their specific experiences. It's really hard to kind of separate the right from wrong. So don't completely shake your roadmap or change or pivot or do whatever just because other people told you that you should, and just rely on your instincts. We also noticed that we started winning a lot of awards all the time. Honestly, we get asked about it a lot. I just attribute it to the fact that we provide value. So last year, LinkedIn rated, I think it was the 20 or 15 most growing startups out of Tel Aviv. And they rated us in the first place. And then Excel, the VC fund from Europe, rated 100 cloud companies to watch. And we were also one of them. And then it just started piling up. It really helped us to continue establishing our brand and our trustworthiness. I think, it's not like there's a hack how to do it, because this stuff just happened naturally. I think if you create the right type of noise, I think if you provide value to your users, if you're obsessed about them and not your competition, I think if you build a strong team, then eventually all of these things just kind of happen naturally.
Such a rapid growth and success. Do you have any specific mindset, daily routine? What is helping you from day to day to cope with all those interactions do you have with potential stress?
Yeah, founding, companies is very stressful all the time, even though people say that I look calm. But first of all, I'm very proud of what we've done, and the way that we progress is balances out with stress, let's say. I would also say that I'm using a lot of the help of our investors. And so when you are backed by the right people, helping you in the right time, that's really helpful. Our management team is very helpful to me. So obviously we have, VP of R&D and VP product and sales and revenue and finance and marketing. And so if you establish a strong management team, you're also good. I have all kinds of just small hacks. I try not to answer emails until I reach the office in the morning. So, you can just wake up, lie in bed, reading emails for 2 hours, and then be late to everything, and your mind is all out. So I just try and focus on some morning routine and just go to the office and then try and communicate, which is early as it is, but, just kind of to stay sane. And I practice a lot of things outside of work, like sports and mindfulness and those type of stuff. We are a very approachable brand, so people can reach out to Walnut on LinkedIn and Twitter and via our website, where we showcase our product offering. And I'm also available in every social network that you can imagine.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.